The bell above the diner door chimed at exactly 6:15, the same way it did every evening when the dinner rush began. Tom wiped his hands on his apron and glanced at the clock over the grill. Another long shift. Another night of calculating tips against rent and school lunches. Being a single dad had taught him how to count everything. Minutes of sleep. Coins in his pocket. Smiles from his 8-year-old daughter Lily, who believed her father could fix anything as long as he tried hard enough. The old woman came in just before sunset. She moved slowly, her coat too thin for the cold, her silver hair pinned neatly as if she still expected company. She sat at the corner booth and folded her hands, waiting. Tom noticed her because she barely touched her soup. He noticed her because she watched everyone else eat, like she was borrowing warmth from their plates. And he noticed her because when he brought the check, she looked at it for a long time before meeting his eyes. "I'm sorry," she said softly. "I seem to be a little short." Tom glanced at the total. It was less than $10. He thought of Lily waiting at home with her homework spread across the kitchen table. He thought of the electricity bill folded in his wallet. Then he thought of his own mother, gone 3 winters now, and how she used to say that dignity mattered more than pride. "Don't worry about it," he said. "It's on the house." Her eyes filled, but she did not cry. Instead, she smiled, a careful smile, like someone who had learned not to expect kindness too often. As she stood to leave, Tom noticed her hands trembling. "Do you need a taxi?" he asked. She nodded. "I'm afraid the walk is too far tonight." Outside, the cold cut through his jacket. Tom flagged down a cab and opened the door for her. When the driver named the fare, Tom hesitated only a second before reaching into his pocket. It was most of what he had earned that night. "Thank you," the woman whispered as the door closed. "You have no idea what this means." Tom watched the taxi disappear into traffic, his stomach tightening as reality settled in. He would figure something out. He always did. An hour later, the diner was nearly empty. Tom was stacking chairs when a black luxury car rolled to a stop outside. It looked wildly out of place among the flickering neon signs and cracked pavement. A man stepped out, tall, impeccably dressed, his hair silver at the temples. He scanned the diner, then walked in with a calm confidence that made the room feel smaller. "I'm looking for the waiter who helped an elderly woman earlier this evening," he said. Tom froze. For a brief, irrational moment, fear took hold. Had something gone wrong? Had he crossed a line? "That was me," he said carefully. The man steadied him, then smiled. "My name is Edward Hale." The name landed like a dropped plate. Even Tom, who barely followed the news, knew it. Hale Industries. Real estate. Technology. One of the wealthiest men in the country. Edward gestured toward a booth. "May we sit?" Tom nodded, his heart pounding. "The woman you helped," Edward said, "was my Aunt Margaret." Tom blinked. "Your aunt?" "She insisted on going out alone today," Edward continued. "She does that when she wants to remember who she was before the world became complicated. Tonight, she forgot her wallet." Edward's voice softened. "The driver called my office when she arrived home. She told me everything. The free meal. The taxi. The way you treated her like she mattered." Tom swallowed. "I didn't do anything special." Edward leaned forward. "You did something rare." He reached into his jacket and placed a folded document on the table. Tom stared at it, not understanding. "This diner is closing in 2 months," Edward said. "The owner has been trying to sell the property for years. I bought it this afternoon." Tom's chest tightened. "I'm going to lose my job." "No," Edward said gently. "You're not." He slid the paper closer. "I want you to run it." Tom laughed, a short, disbelieving sound. "I'm a waiter. I can barely manage my own life." Edward's eyes were steady. "You managed compassion when it cost you something. That tells me more than any resume." Tom shook his head. Why me? Because my aunt reminded me what success is for, Edward replied. And because my foundation supports people who lead with decency. The offer included a salary that made Tom's head spin, benefits, and flexible hours. Enough to be home for dinner. Enough to stop counting coins. Tears burned his eyes, and he did not bother hiding them. I have a daughter, he said quietly. Everything I do is for her. Edward smiled. Then you understand perfectly. Later that night, Tom tucked Lily into bed. She listened wide-eyed as he told her about the woman, the taxi, and the man with the fancy car. So you helped her just because? Lily asked. Tom nodded. She hugged him tightly. I'm proud of you, Dad. As he turned off the light, Tom realized something had shifted. Not because a millionaire had noticed him, but because kindness had come back around, carrying more than money. It had carried proof that even the smallest choices could change a life, sometimes in ways you never see coming.